Right, so today I'm doing another book haul. I absolutely love filming these. I love buying books and it kind of gives me an excuse to do it. It feels like things have gotten a little bit out of hand. Like January's not too bad, but I'm filming this on the 3rd of February and I've already got the same amount of books I usually buy in a month. So does anybody else remember the days when I used to do one every other month? But yeah, basically I've got a really good set of charity shops near me that just do absolutely incredible books. So anyway, let's actually talk about them. I've kind of moved away. I've done a lot of young adult, or bought a lot of young adult books in the last 6 months or so, but this month I've kind of moved away from that into general adult fiction, as well as some other bits and bobs. So this is So Much for That by Lionel Shriver. Lionel Shriver wrote We Need to Talk About Kevin, which is one of my favourite books in the entire world. And when I saw this, I just thought, why haven't I ever read any of her other stuff? So the blurb says, Shep Nacker has been saving all his working life for a one-way ticket to a cheaper, more restful escape from the daily grind. When he sells his handyman business in New York for $1 million, the afterlife seems tantalisingly within reach. Yet his wife Glynis has concocted countless reasons why now isn't the time to go. Realising that Glynis has never been serious about taking the plunge, Shep announces that he's leaving for a remote island off the coast of Tanzania, with or without her. However, Glynis has an announcement of her own. She needs his health insurance. So basically I think he ends up paying, using his nest egg that he's saved up for his wife's illness. And I imagine this is going to be really heartwarming and really upsetting at the same time. Right. And then I bought this because it had a really pretty cover. I'm not going to lie. Look how cool that is with the copper leaf on it. This is The Good People by Hannah Kent. And the blurb says, in rural Ireland, 1825, 3 women gather to save a child. It all begins with rumours, stories of unexplained misfortunes. Nora, mourning the deaths of her husband and daughter, knows the whispers are about her grandson. 4-year-old Michael can no longer speak or walk, and people are saying that he is a changeling, bringing bad luck to the valley. In desperation, Nora begs the help of 2 others, Mary and Nance. Together the women will do anything to cure the little boy, but as their world of folklore and ritual tightens around them, it threatens to blur the line between mercy and murder. So yeah, I just think that's going to look so nice sat on my bookshelf. Basically why I bought it. This is Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, which a couple of months ago I bought, what's it called? A book by the same author. It's A Man of the People, and I didn't actually realise, but that's the 3rd in a trilogy and this is the 1st one. So this is set in Nigeria as well. It's about a man called Okonkwo, who is a local wrestling champion, and it ties in with kind of British colonialism. So the blurb says, Okonkwo is the greatest warrior alive. His fame has spread like a bushfire in West Africa, and he is also one of the most powerful men of his clan. But he also has a fiery temper. Determined not to be like his father, he refuses to show weakness to anyone, even if the only way he can master his feelings is with fists. When outsiders threaten the traditions of his clan, Okonkwo takes violent action. Will the great man's dangerous pride eventually destroy him? I really like the cover of this again. I think it's really striking, and yeah, I'm excited. It's quite a nice short book, so I'm excited to read that. Yeah, a lot of the books that I actually bought this month are by authors that I've read before. So I had the Lionel Shriver book, the Chinua Achebe book, and well, I haven't read his book, but I own it. And this is The Best of Adam Sharp by Graham Simsian, who I've read The Rosie Project by. Who wrote The Rosie Project that I have read. This is all about a man in his early 50s who's been married to his wife for over 20 years, and all of a sudden he gets in touch with an ex-lover, and he kind of has this hard decision to make about whether or not to continue his life with his long-term partner, or whether to kind of get involved with this exciting ex who hasn't really settled down in her life, and all throughout they connect via music. So I think I've I've heard people say that as a younger reader it's a bit hard to get into this in comparison to the Rosie Project, because a lot of the music are songs or musicians that we haven't heard of, but I'm hoping that kind of the essence of the book still comes through. Right, and this just has the most beautiful cover in my opinion. It's called The Hen Whose Dreamed She Could Fly by Sun Mi Huang, and the back is really beautiful as well. It's got the blurb on the inside, which I really like on a little paperback. But basically it's written by a Korean author and it became really popular over there, and since then it's spread around the world. It's kind of an allegorical story about a hen who's in a barn laying eggs all the time, and she sees all the other animals outside roaming free and she wants to do that too. So I kind of imagine it's got a bit of an Animal Farm vibe. And yeah, again, this is a really short, this will be like a nice quick read, and I'm really excited to get stuck in. Oh, right. So I've heard so many people talking about this thriller. It's not something that I would necessarily go for. I really do pick a lot of books based on their cover, and this just isn't something that appeals to me very much. But it's The Couple Next Door by Shari LaPena, and I'll read the blurb for this one. You never know what's happening on the other side of the wall. Your neighbour told you that she didn't want your 6-month-old daughter at the dinner party. Nothing personal, she just couldn't stand her crying. Your husband said it would be fine. After all, you only live next door. You'll have the baby monitor and you'll take it in turns to go back every half hour. Your daughter was sleeping when you checked on her last, but now, as you race up the stairs in your deathly quiet house, your worst fears are realised. She's gone. You've never had to call the police before, but now they're in your home, and who knows what they'll find there. What would you be capable of when pushed past your limit? I wonder if this has anything to do with the kind of Maddie McCann story, because we all know that her parents left her. She wasn't 6 months old, obviously she was 3, but that's kind of what it reminded me of. It might not have anything to do with it, but yeah, that's kind of, it just reminded me of it. And yeah, I was really quite pleased to pick this up in my local charity shop because I keep seeing it in W.H. Smith and considering buying it, but I got it for £2. Yay! Next up is The Wonder by Emma Donoghue, which has, again, such a pretty cover. I read Room by Emma Donoghue and it was one of my favourite books last year. I absolutely adored it. It was really intense and it was just different to anything I've ever read before. The Wonder is all about, yeah, this one's set in Ireland again. So it says, Lib Wright, a young English nurse, arrives in an impoverished Irish village on a strange mission. 11-year-old Anna O'Donnell is said to have eaten nothing for months, but appears to be thriving miraculously. Lib's job is simple, to watch the girl and uncover the truth. An educated skeptic, Lib expects to expose the farce as a hoax right away, but as she gets to know the girl, she becomes more and more unsure. Is Anna a fraud or a living wonder, or is something more sinister unfolding right before Lib's eyes? Written with all the propulsive tension that transported readers of Room, The Wonder asks what lengths we would go to for the love of a child. So yeah, this is going to be intense again, and I'm just really excited to read it. Okay, this is another one that I bought for the cover, but look at it. I honestly, when it said, I think they've genuinely had to write a novel under the flame alphabet because it looks like something that you could imagine being more of a, not a textbook, but something like Each Shoots and Leaves rather than an actual fiction book. It's by Ben Marcus and it's a dystopian novel all about children whose voices, like the speech of children is basically a virus and it kills you. So it's about how far a parent will go for the love of their child, which is kind of similar to The Wonder, I guess. But yeah, it looks, I haven't read a good dystopian novel in quite a while and I genuinely do enjoy reading them, so I'm really excited to see what this is like. We're nearly at the end, it's fine. Next up is Birds, Art, Life and Death, which I actually got in my Reading in Heels subscription box for January, which is the first one I've bought. It's basically a sub box where you get a book and 4 or 5 goodies. So there was a shower gel, a hair mask, a kind of healthy energy bar, and I can't remember what else in there last time, as well as the book. And for £10 it was a really good deal, I thought. This is something that I would never pick up normally. It's by Kaya McClear, and it's all about a young woman who kind of meets this guy that's a bird watcher in the city, and she learns things about her life as well as life in general by following him around through the seasons, and through the birds he notices the small things in life that are still very significant. Right, and we're kind of moving away from fiction now, so there are only 2 left. This is Shakespeare and Fluff. My grandma got it for me for Christmas, but it only came in January, and it's basically a little tiny book filled with scenes from Shakespeare played by little animals. I'll show you a couple. So this is Hamlet, and it's got 2 chinchillas. This is Anthony and Cleopatra with a little guinea pig, and I think I'll see if I can find my favourite one. This is Macbeth, and the little chinchilla has a little dagger, and it's like, is this a dagger I see before me? And it's got the quote from the scene that they're playing out in it. I just thought, because my grandma knows that I studied Shakespeare at uni, she knew I'd love it, and it was just a really nice little gift. And finally, I picked up the Wagamama Cookbook, which I'm so excited about. We've got a Wagamama. It opened up in our town recently, and I kind of got hooked. So they've got lots and lots of their dishes. They obviously don't have everything, because otherwise what would be the point in going to Wagamama's? But yeah, they've got a lot. I'm gutted that there's not the chili squid in there. But some of their main, like their yakisoba noodles, you can see there. And yeah, I think it'll be something really nice to work with and like make some recipes from, because it's something different to what I'd normally make. Right, and that's finally the end. There were quite a few books actually when I think about it now, but I'm absolutely loving reading more than ever at the moment. It's my favourite thing to do. It's all I want to do when I come home from work. It's just to chill out and read, so that's what I've been doing. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you again soon.